everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jenny, and this is Creating Crafts with Jenny. And currently I upload about 3 times a week, sometimes 4. I've got Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and sometimes Thursdays, kind of depending on what's going on, if I have something to share with you. Today is Tuesday, which means it's Tool Time Tuesday, and I am absolutely loving Tool Time Tuesday. It is probably the most unique and rewarding day of filming and getting things ready to go and picking out what the tool is. So a while back, and I will show you a picture of how this turns out right about here, give you a sneak peek, and also before I forget, if you're enjoying my channel, hit that subscribe button. I sure would appreciate it, and we will get started. Okay, so today's palette calls for a cream, and I had some white made up with my socks. So I've got this gorgeous cream color going on, and I used just a dollop of this Folk Art. It's a coffee bean color to get my cream color. I had some yellow mixed up earlier today, so I also had Hunter Green mixed up, and so in all of that of this Folk Art, it's a coffee bean color to get my cream color. I had some yellow mixed up earlier today, so I also had Hunter Green mixed up, and so in all of that I came up with a kind of a blue-green color. Also calls for teal, and for my teal I'm using Sargent's, and I'm using Sargent's for the red. And I also had earlier a light blue that I didn't use hardly, so I've got a little cup of that. So I'm going to get some of these things out of the way, and we are going to get, oh, you guys want to know what the tool is, don't you? Alright, so a while back I did using a napkin ring holders, kind of round, and placed them on, and it was so much fun. So today I've got cookie cutters. I've got a bunch of round, all different sizes, so I'm going to open this thing up. And put it open. Those are sharp too. My goodness. Either your tape sticks or it doesn't stick, right? Yeah, kind of like that. Okay, so I have a bunch of circles here. As you can see, I have a bunch. So, in all reality, you could do an awful lot with all these circles. So, am I going to use them all? No, but I'm going to use several of them. So I think what I'm going to do is, let's see which ones would be fun to use. Let's get some of the big ones out of the way here. Okay. Alright, so I think let's do some of the smaller ones. And I'm just going to randomly put them on here. I'll take the little one out there. Okay. So something like that. Okay, so I think I'm going to, I need to flood the canvas with something. So I think I'm going to do a little bit, because I've got this light blue, so I'm going to put circles around the circles. And just so that when the paint comes out, it can flow pretty easily. And I used this earlier. Let me do the stir here. There we go. Yeah, let's see if we get enough for these little guys. And this is just so that when the paint comes down into the circle, it kind of has a place to go. Alright, put that aside. May need a little touch up of that. Okay. So I've got these gorgeous colors. I don't really know these colors. I don't know that I would if I had a shelf and they had these 4 colors or 5, I don't know that I would pick them, but that's okay. We're going to layer it up and see how it does. So, okay, let me start with a dark color. Let me start with red. Let me do red, and I always take my stir sticks out. It just makes your life a little bit easier. Just a little bit. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. And let's put red up here. I love the one that I did with the napkin rings. It was so much fun. And the cool thing is you can fill them up and then kind of lift them up and let some of the paint go, and then you just keep filling them up until you're happy with what you've got. This cream is pretty. Let's put this over here. Because the little ones obviously fill up quicker than the bigger ones, right? There, these guys. All right. Some red. I think this type of painting, doing it this way, would be fun with kids, because you could get a bunch of cookie cutters. I wouldn't, once you use them with paint, they stay in the paint room. But I think it would be a lot of fun for them to just kind of experiment with this concept. I don't know, I think get a kick out of it. Some more colors than these, don't I? Let's see. Blue. This gorgeous beige. I have a lot of beige in here. Originally, my last project I was going to flood it with white, and then at the last minute I decided not to. Let's do... I'll just let it sit down there. Okay. I'm going to start lifting some of these colors up. There's a lot of paint in here. Now the cool thing is you can start to move them around and kind of drag them wherever direction you think they would go. That's a lot of paint. Kind of getting it over this way because this needs some paint up here, don't we? Interesting color combinations. Let me do some paint down here. Alright. A lot of paint on here, folks. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Starting to get purples. Yeah. Alright. Like I said, I have a lot of paint, so I'm going to get these guys out of the way here. Put those in there. matched up. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of tip it. Let it go. Oh, it kind of wants to. I'm sorry you guys can't see that. Right, it's going that way. Oof. Like I said, there's a lot of paint on here. Wow. Goodness gracious. Like I said, there's a lot of paint on there. Look at that. Looks like kind of cosmic looking. Wow. And yes, I do have gloves. And I just, recently, it's like I just don't grab them like I should. If you're doing this with kids, I would say, have them put some gloves on. So, wow. Look at that. It's very, I don't know. I don't have a good word for it. Just interesting looking. This is kind of, I kind of wish it looked more like, you know what? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's do this. I'm going to kind of, see if I can easily go like this down here. I throw it off here. Let's see what I have left here. Some of this. How much of the cream left? Unless I can pick some up here on the edge somewhere. Oh, here we go. Okay. Now that I think I kind of like a little bit better. Yeah. It looked like, oh, you have all this going on, and then you have all this weird busyness. I was like, no, I don't want that. I tell you what, if I was making skins today, I would have some really pretty skins. Make sure this doesn't fall down the side. There we go. I like how it has these lines in it. That's really cool. I mean, look at these. I don't know if you guys can see. This is very cosmic looking up here. But there was like these little, I may have to, it's kind of like when I take pictures of it, kind of like go in closer. If they stay, now sometimes when they dry, they kind of start to disappear. But you can see these really cool, like, almost like wood lines through here, or what they call them, worm holes, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it looks really cool. Yeah, this turquoisey color in the center there. I really like that creamy color that I made. Yeah, it looks really cool. Very cool. And the light blue is almost taking on a white look to it, and not so much a light blue. Like I said, if I had all these colors and they said, okay, pick 5 colors or whatever, I don't know that I would pick these colors to go together, but they did, in a weird kind of way. And it's one of those things where I think it was the red and the blues could go with either color, but then you put them all together and it's like, that's interesting. Okay, so the cookie cutter things was a lot of fun to play with. I enjoyed that with these, and like I said, you get a bunch of cookie cutters, whether they're circles or shapes or whatever. You can have 1,000 different ways of coming up with something really cool, and this is really cool. So yeah, it's just a way of filling up the colors, and then you can move them as the paint starts coming through them. You can fill them up, you can fill them up again, that sort of thing. I could have done it. Like I said, I love tool time. I could probably do tool time every day, but then I'd probably run out of tools and be like, okay, I'm going to have to recycle some tools because I don't have that many. Man, I tell you what, when you're out and about, you know, like a flea market, stuff like that, and you just kind of look at something like, that would be really cool to pour paint on or in or out of. That sort of thing. Yeah. Okay. So I will show some awesome pictures with the Barbie furniture right about here. And yeah, I'm happy with this. Very happy with it. I'm not speechless, but I'm happy with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I guess in the right room, this would be, I think a kid's room, they would like this maybe, or something, or a room that really is kind of like needs some color. This painting would do it. Yes, it would. Alright, so I'm going to get off here and spend some time with the family. And what do I always tell you guys? Go out there, be awesome, be great, do your thing, and I will see you in my next video. Talk to you soon. Bye.